Hello, more smiles.
About like real estate taxes, they're all mad. A lot of people are mad because this is the reason even more. They just got a decrease on them. I'm like,
They're gonna raise it again, but next year or the following.
always forever.
That's Springfield.
You got signed seats?
Just went in.
Not 10 years ago.
Are you in that?
Yeah, it should be.
Good, because he said he couldn't, so no point.
Yeah, I should be at all of them this week.
How you
I
doing?
think I go to Springfield.
Okay, I'm right here.
Okay, could be better, could be worse.
So yeah, we're having an insurance meeting.
I will be getting
Like it was about a week. Oh,
Yeah.
God, look where your priorities lie.
I'm not on that.
Yeah, see,
I
I'm
know
not
you're not,
either.
but you kind of,
I gotta move me, I gotta.
Supposed to move if you don't like it.
okay, it's gonna fall on you for you.
No?
I was gonna say, I gotta do.
You're supposed to move if you
I
don't
got-
like the
You
weather.
building
Will
stuff.
change.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Some places are supposed to be going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I wouldn't know if it doesn't change.
Yeah, Todd, right after that meeting, come on.
Like when you go on vacation, you always go on
You take
vacation.
care of me.
No,
You always,
Yeah, I'll be all
like, be able to go on.
my car don't turn that way. I just down the road.
I'm not saying nothing.
I'm
Stay out of
like, I'm like, kind of wired on.
We're not really gonna feel this out either.
Oh,
It's just versus something that we're asking about.
am I able to put my name on this for every meeting we have?
No.
I found it back here.
No. It stays in this building. I'm not carrying it over
I was
there.
gonna say, it can just stay right here, just have my name on it, or we have meetings over here.
Yeah, maintenance do that.
I'm gonna sit behind you.
No,
Take notes. Is that okay?
This is
Sure.
actually all Jonathan K's good, so.
Do what?
This is all Jonathan K's good.
Yeah, it is.
If he left it on that phone, we went on, okay. Yeah, spring Saturday. Because he was old in the ambulance and stuff like that.
He's the one that shut down.
So then our last meeting, before we voted on it, was, everybody was like, well, Lloyd, how can you vote for something you don't pay taxes on for ambulance service? When it was brought up, guess what? We're sitting here.
so you don't even know.
You guys know any big words, because I can't spell or say big words. I don't know the meaning, so if I'm like, if it's not the right big word, just smack it.
Shouldn't have to say anything.
This is right.
I can't spell.
Yeah, if you're watching horse races. I had 10 of them.
Yep. I'll say, just nudge me, I'll say it for you.
You have to watch it. Thank you. I had 6
Here's
of them.
that video where it's like,
Over there and Sunday, I didn't even want to see.
I know. It's on me too.
Okay, so you'll have to now. That's what I'm like.
Yeah, I did a lot bigger Wisconsin.
That way we can hear better.
I have. It's like 15 minutes away.
the microphone work.
I don't have to how to work.
I'm like 18 hours.
We don't need that. We can use the brain.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
You got a new microphone?
Aaron's looking at you like, don't touch my equipment.
Okay, then. How about I just nominate Tim to do the speaking tonight? Wait till Michael said. Judges. You're supposed to go there. That's what you guys. That'll work good. That way, if a problem, we know. I know who to throw the tomatoes at. Oh, boy. This is interesting. Oh, shoot.
It's an awkward silence.
Call it stress. You little, something else got water and said I should have mixed the drink, huh? Are you gonna have anything to say? I don't know. What kind of comments we get first, maybe? Well, I'm supposed to have it on the agenda. The SSA board members, SSA members want to speak to them. And then we'll open to the public. And then I will adjourn the meeting. Probably gonna have a meeting, turn this to another meeting. I'm on number, say number 5 of 27. I talked to Laurie about it today. I don't know. We're gonna adjourn to another meeting and come back in. That's the 20 cents. So that's pretty good. But Brian Robinson, you might have mail out all them envelopes. I don't want to do that. That was another mailing list. So we'll. Everybody vote on it? It's up to the board, Well, the board vote, whether the board come in and say, well, let's change it to 20 cents flags. And have another hearing after that. I'll see if that will work. I mean, I'm good. Bring that up here. How, I don't know how many, we'll just postpone, adjourn this meeting for another meeting in 30 days. Which will be a day or two after our county next county board meeting. After the board has to vote on it, we'll vote on the next county board meeting. And if we don't have to vote on it, then we'll just have another hearing and then we'll have no changes. We're not gonna call it done. Wait, we need 40 cents, I think. What else is coming? No. Green. Yeah, I know them over there, they all 40 cents. They want to know the same. You know, it's 0 to 40. Yeah. I don't know. Wayne Mayer. Talking about, he's gonna be recommended SSA number 5. Probably, if they ever get started. What's he for? Oh, he's for, I told him about the tax catch, with those things off.
Fair. She gets you.
He's gonna try to fight it.
Yeah, it's nice. Oh, yeah.
Then it all, ultimately, from our people. Most people buy now 500. Who was I talking to? It cost me $100. Well, then, retro sell. That's the, he just got a small house. Yeah, they wouldn't be that much. A house there would be $400. Some houses in my neighborhood, where they get ridiculous. Farm drilling, grain bins. acre ground and you're talking $100 a quarter an acre. On acre ground. There's a lot of ground to get you a quarter tractor. That's 59. Yeah, pretty quick.
Seems like forever. She goes, there it goes.
Well, it's 7 o'clock. I would like to call this hearing to order. We'll start with a pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Beverly, roll call.
Blake,
Yes.
Rainbird,
Yes.
Clayton,
Yes.
Neville,
Yes.
Whitney,
Yes.
Oldenburg.
Yes. Okay, we're having a public hearing here for the purpose of creating a special service area, number 4, which is Mott Road Blacktop East, 121 south to the county line. That'd be special service area number 4. It will be serviced by Toledo Ambulance Service. And then service area number 5 would be west of the Mott Road Blacktop and south of the Centerline Road. And that area will be serviced by Neoga Ambulance. So this proposal, and I think the max rate we are talking, proposing is 40 cents max rate at this time. We'll see how that goes. I'll have a couple of board members may speak at one, then I'll open up to the public after that. For people's comments, okay? So, any other board member want to speak about this before we start?
You know, we went from 0 to, we might go to 40, but, you know, we don't know. We need the ambulance service, and we don't know other way about keeping it going. Like Neoga runs, they're run by the fire department, and Greenup is too, but Toledo is run separate other than the fire department, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get some money to keep them going.
Any other board member got a comment?
Sure.
Okay, if anybody from the SSA board would like to speak at this time? Mike Black, SSA member.
Kind of.
Look, I'm Michael Black, I'm
Like
from
totally
Toledo.
over.
Lived right there all my life. And when I came on the board, in September 2022, the Toledo ambulance service was on board. And being a senior, I said, we gotta have an ambulance. And so I went to the SSA meeting in November of 2022. And I thought SSA stood for Social Security Administration. When I found out it really stood for Special Service Area, I really didn't know what that meant. So some of you may not know what that means. So I would like to first clarify what SSA means, okay? So Greenup, which is in this red boundary line, is in the Greenup Fire District. Neoga, which is in this green line right here, is in the Neoga Fire District. The yellow right here is the SSA. That's where we come in at. An SSA, Special Service Area, that does not have a fire district that will take over the ambulance service, and it has to be a governmental agency that is formed by the Illinois statutes, reporting to the board. We can only recommend, we can't make decisions. We look at the overall conditions of the ambulance service, we make recommendations to the board. That's our job. So my members of the board, raise their hand. Bill Sherwood, he's in Cottonwood Township, and Mr. Watkins right here, he's going to take over 2, is that correct, in Toledo? I'm in 3, in the Sumter Township part of it, and Jerry Kemp, I don't think is here, he's in Jewett. So 1 is Jewett, 2 is Toledo, 3 is Sumter Township, Cottonwood Township, and Woodbury Township, okay? So the income from the ambulance is only derived in 3 ways. That is from the runs that we make, which 90% of our runs is Medicare and Medicaid, and that's 10 cents on the dollar, all right? And between that, and then the rest of the money comes from taxes. If we were a fire district like Allen is here, or Randy Paul is over here, then they can go after grants. They can go after additional money, but we can't because we are a governmental body. The ambulance service Toledo is an independent agency. They're not owned by us. Different than the other fire district because not only are they a fire district, but they also have the ambulance. Same way with Greenup. Greenup inherited the ambulance service, the Greenup Fire District did, because the state of Illinois forced them to. Because they got in trouble with taxes. They said, if you're going to pay part-time taxes, you're going to have to pay federal, state, and Social Security back for 20 years. And that was hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So Village Greenup said, okay, Greenup Fire District, we'll let you take it over, but we'll pay you $150,000 a year to help you run that. We don't get that. We don't get a nursing home benefit like Neoga does or Greenup does. We don't get the internet business like Greenup and Neoga does. What's that mean? A larger amount of volume of income coming in order to help pay for the annual service. Plus our expenses, identically, all 3. Now folks, I don't look at Toledo as being the ambulance service. I looked at Cumberland County being the ambulance service, because I asked you, if Neoga's out on the interstate, and one of you guys have to make a phone call, get an ambulance, who's gonna come?
Effingham is not allowed to leave Effingham County
Right.
unless it is a mutual aid call. So for some of you down in the Lilyville area who might say, well, I'll just call Rural Med, I'm not allowed to leave the county unless that's changed in the last year or two. Hey, that's the way it was a couple years ago. If it's changed the last couple years, it's always been that way. Shirley Strewwood was on the Effingham County 911 committee,
And then we changed it.
and Abbott was not allowed to leave.
Is there a surcharge?
Okay, we voted.
Is there a surcharge that Effingham would charge if they come to that? And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
That will work.
So,
That's fine, thank you. Yeah.
so they charge an Effingham County rate, and then they also charge anyone out of Effingham. It's a couple $1,000.
I have insurance for that.
And it's low, and you wouldn't have that charge under our system here. Now,
So we wouldn't be charged anything?
you would be charged for a regular ambulance service, you would not be surcharged. Effingham charges between $1,800 to $2,000 in addition to the cost of the ride, if you're out of district. Okay, right now, you only charge? We can't survive that. Huh?
I'll put there, we've got 2 ambulances, we got 15 years. And we haven't paid for any of that. And I'm in Toledo too.
Well, for one thing, during September of 2022 and July of 2023, there was no ambulance service. That's when it started back up again. I don't know when to run, but I can tell you right then and there, because I came on board in November 22, and back up and going, which I got to go. Okay, but it's been enough to about. I had a previous board here that was very, very difficult to work with. Hopefully 100% difference today, these guys are wonderful. They're backing us 100%. And that makes our job a lot easier trying to keep an ambulance, which is, very important to me. Hopefully to you too, because I'm looking out and see a lot of white hair. And hopefully it's not me. If it is, I don't care if they're 3 years old, 10 years old, 20, 40, 60, 80, I don't care. Are you all subject to an ambulance? And the answer is yes. Okay? So whenever Greenup are out on the interstate, we go there. Whenever Neoga calls, we go there. Okay? We're all in this thing together as a team. All right? So Toledo isn't just on the agenda today. Okay? So are they, and so is Greenup. And Greenup struggled, I'll tell you that. I tried calling Randy Paul. Randy doesn't help issue, but he was supposed to be here. But I can assure you that Alan's here too, and knows that whenever he leaves, which is going to be a short future, okay, it's going to be very difficult for Neoga in order to keep up with it, right? Because this guy does a tremendous amount of run on his own. He does a tremendous job of applying for grants we can't get, okay? So are we partners in this? We are 100%. So when we talk about this area here, which you folks are in, okay, never paying anything, the other 75% of the people up here has always paid. Has always paid, okay? I lived in my house since 1989. Every year I paid tax, to include last year.
Well, I'm just saying, should be paid, that's the question.
I'm learning.
The government has been getting
I'm learning to go through it.
every year. I'm just saying, not just you, what other solutions do you have to fund this if we say, you really don't want more taxes?
It's called
more property
it's
taxes?
called AB and ask that question.
Do you have any way, so you're just where are you gonna cut? I mean, do you have any proposed cuts anywhere for us? All I hear from every time I hear a government employee talk or government funded stuff, it's always more tax money, more tax money. Why is there no cuts ever on the board?
On the board, who's this?
Yeah, we pay what, our multiplier is higher than the city of Effingham? I mean, what are you doing to get jobs in here? I mean, Cumberland County is not getting, they're not getting jobs in here, and that helps improve the economy, which gives you more revenue, which gives you more tax base.
I'm on the ambulance tax subject right now. I'd like to stay focused.
I know, but it's
Well, I'll answer a little bit of that for you guys, because you guys gotta understand, when your taxes go up on real estate, that's not the county that's doing that. First of all, they have to go by the state, what the state tells us that they have to charge, first and foremost. And when that tax money comes in, it doesn't come to us. It comes to us, then it goes back to the state, and the state says, here's what you can have back to that. So you're preaching up the wrong tree on that aspect of it. That needs to be taken up in Springfield.
It's always somebody else's problem. That's what I'm saying. It's when
Yeah.
there's got some money in the laws.
But on this isn't something that's just rinky dinky. This
Are
is,
you guys proposing the 40 cents, or is this the state of Illinois proposing the 40 cents?
the 40 cents is as high as we can go.
Is that you proposing this, or is that the state?
We're not even asking for 40 cents.
Well, I'm just curious exactly.
That's just the max we can go.
Let me clarify.
The county can go. The county can go.
That's nice county.
It's the county.
I want you to look at this right here.
Could I have attention, please? Let's probably let Mike speak to whoever, and then we'll give everybody a chance to come up and speak after that, okay?
Let me explain this, okay, because everybody says it's 40%, not 40%. Everybody says it could be 40 cents, not 40 cents. Oh, settle down, okay? Hear me out. Let me have a chance to explain this so it's a little bit easier so you can follow along, okay? We're going to talk about infrastructure only right now. We're saying a $250 million home, which is like mine, okay? If you pay taxes on it, you're going to divide it by 3. That's your on the assessed value, 80,000. Now, in order to figure the ambulance tax, you simply do 2 things. You divide by 100, multiply it times the rate. So we're going to divide 80,000 by 100, get 800 times 20 cents. Half what we're paying right now, 160 bucks. I paid 188 last year. Okay, so $4 million piece of property is going to pay $160. Let me tell you, folks, that's not even hardly 1% of value.
We gave 20 cents, we were talking 40, wasn't we?
It could go up to 40. We're not saying we're going to start at 40.
Let's put max it down.
I'm just saying 20 cents. This is for math purposes. Understand, everybody's figures are going to be different. I'm trying to make it where you understand. Okay, so this is an example. Take a $240,000 loan, divide it by 3, divide it by 100 times whatever the rate is. So if it's 40 cents, what would you pay? $3.20.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
I'm saying it's not. That $240,000 home's a lot of home.
That's assessed value. That's not appraised value, that's assessed value.
The gentleman just asked a question, just based on the home, and the answer is no. How many of you guys here are farmland or land only? Land only? You have land only? Okay. Let me go to that. Right here's a document right here, and you're welcome to look at it. You even got the person's name on it, because these are public records. I can go and look up your taxes, figure your rate for you. Everybody is welcome to do that. But I'm not going to say the name here, but this 80-acre tract of ground, which is just north of town here, about a mile, sold for $18,000 an acre. Does that sound familiar? $1.4 million. Okay? The assessed value was $25,000 on this piece of paper. It wasn't $1.4 million. Why? Because it's based on soil type. How do you figure soil type? Oh, no one will be able to answer that question, because you can't answer that question. Okay? You cannot answer it. But anyway, that $25,000, his taxes on a $1.4 million tract of ground was $39 for the ambulance. This year, $79. The increase in the value of your property in 1 month more than pays for that. Okay? Anybody want to look at this? I'm here afterwards to look at this. 40 acres, 20 acres. Okay? It's a myth. You're not paying 40%. You're not paying 40 cents. Okay? What you're going to pay is you have to be determined by these folks up here. If you guys want to talk to them, that's what they're here for. We're supposed to bring you up to snuff and how all this works. And we're gonna ask you to talk to them and let them try and come up with a decent figure. But you know what's unfair? You're not paying anything when all this, everybody else is. Now, we want the service sheet. We are wanting to, and the 911 board is set up that any phone call here comes from here. Why? Because Chris Dittemore here and Ron Black right here are right across the street. And he's 3 miles away and Yoga is 7. We're trying to make it equal. We're trying to level it out, okay? The revenue for Ford coming to Toledo, because we're going to be responsible for it. The revenue from Area 5 goes to Neoga, because they're being responsible for it. Now, in order to have any type of revenue from 5, I'm going to let Alan explain it. Alan?
So I hear everybody saying, what are you doing to cut? What are you doing to cut? Here's what we've done to cut. I'll answer your question. When we came under the fire department in 2005, our plan was to purchase an ambulance every 5 years. So I have an ambulance that is 2013, has 187,000 miles on it. I have 2017 to replace 2013. Can't afford it. Can't afford it at all. I've got $200,000 in an ambulance reserve fund. New ambulance is going to cost me $300,000. It costs me 2 years to get. I also need 2 heart monitors. Close to $100,000. I also need 2 cots. I purchased 2 cots 7.5 years ago for $105,000 for 2 cots. They do it for a 7-year maintenance contract. We put everything on hold. That's what we're doing. We're cutting everything. We're cutting everything.
Cumberland County Schools had lunches for the last 3 years. They've been free, state run. You guys need to work on the income side in Cumberland County. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I encourage the nursing home to wax the floors every day. Okay, it doesn't work.
Well,
You're talking about the income side. I can't help it. I can't help people have car wrecks.
if you gotta live within a budget, I mean, everybody else does.
We do live within a budget.
I know.
And that's what we're doing.
That's what we're trying to
So we have a
get the
big section down here who pays no taxes. And we service you, and we've always been happy to do that. But at some point, I need some additional tax dollars. I've been a coordinator since September 1st of 1994. That's 31 years. I can tell you public aid has changed this much on receipts. Medicare has changed up this much. I had a relative put on a helicopter at St. Anthony. She was flown to Springfield Memorial. The bill was over $90,000. Anyone want to pay a $90,000 bill? Medicare and the state agency paid $9,000. That was it. And the helicopter has to accept that. Don't have a choice. So why is that $90,000 so high? What kind of insurance do you have? Are you over 65? Can I ask that?
No.
You have private insurance. And they're going to nail you. And unfortunately, that's what happens. And it's not fair. It's not fair.
Illinois' budget, Illinois is ranked what, either last or dead last behind California as far as its financial abilities to pay things, because they spend money they don't have.
Well, last time
how much money are you going to steal from the future is the question. If you keep taxing, you're going to get everybody to leave the state. You're not going to get people to stay.
I wouldn't argue that at all.
I mean,
I get it.
you're not. I
get it. I don't live that far from Lake Mattoon, and Lake Mattoon houses sell for a ridiculous amount of money every single year. You know, deals with my DAV does every single year. It goes through the roof. Absolutely through the roof. There are houses out on the lake. There's a house that just sold a month or 2 ago. That's on 3 lots. It's not a fancy house. There's nothing fancy about it. $850,000. What do you think that does to mine? I live 1.6 miles from there. I get nailed every time. My taxes go up all the time. And I pay it. Do I have kids going to Lakeland College? No. Do I have kids use the library at Neoga? No. Use Park District? No.
Lakeland's supposed to be a temporary tax according to some of the older people.
You need to talk Lakeland. I can't help that.
Lakeland, once you get a tax started, it never goes away. That's the
Lakeland
problem.
goes up a lot every year.
Yeah.
Because PTEL doesn't apply to it. PTEL applies to us. So I can't raise my taxes any more than 5% of the CPI, super price index, whichever is the least. So as Our expenses have gone through the roof. That 2013 ambulance that I purchased in 2014 cost $138,000.
The income in the community, as everybody's income increased.
Has it increased that much? No.
I mean, that's how the government agencies and government operated stuff.
Well,
Funds itself off of the
we
income.
try very hard to stay within the budget. And we're not out there spending money all the time. We can't afford it. What has also gone through the roof is you cannot walk into an insurance company and get insurance for a fire protection district. I know of 3 companies that do it, only 2 in this area. What do you think they charge? Yeah. Liability, work comp on firefighters, EMTs, people standing out on the interstate. It's unreal. And that's what's gone through the roof for us, as well as all of our medical expenses. It's just ridiculous what it's done. Medicare, public aid has not increased enough to keep track. It just hasn't happened.
A lot of it is, boomer generation has not saved anything back. But Phil's golfers, they're a big demographic, and they've never banked any of the money for a rainy day. Right now, they're still racking up, was the national debt, 36, 40 trillion. I mean, you're just stealing from future generations is all you're doing.
But this money stays in the community.
Yeah.
We're not talking about sending money out. I understand what you're coming from. Yeah, the taxes are going up. If you have a heart attack, would you want you want your wife to drive you?
At some point, you've got to make a decision on how much
I
money
mean-
you're willing to spend.
It also just said that money goes to the state.
No. I'm sorry. Most of your real estate taxes go to the state and then they come back with trickle. This here stays. The SSA money stays here. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Here. That's where I'm paying for Toledo and one. And you guys right across the line are paying nothing.
Well, that's our point. We need, we listen to the news all the time, and I always say, here's the old saying, please pay your fair share. We're not asking you guys to pay what we're paying right now, because we've been paying since 1983 in Sumter Township. 1983, we've been paying. Okay, so when the ambulance was created, so what I'm trying to say is that it's time to start the worst part. Okay, and it's time for us to provide a service to you at a very, very low cost. And a $2,000 surcharge to me, if you have an ambulance call, is not a very, very low cost. Okay, we're trying not to charge you any type of surcharge. We just want, if you look on your, at least for our SSA area, okay, we have to pay a fire district fee of $300 just to have the fire department, right? I'm glad it's there in case I need it. And with the ambulance too. I want it there when I need it. Okay? You don't want it not to be there when you're having that heart attack. Because the first thing you're saying today is, I don't want to pay more money. I don't want to pay guys. Come on. Are we sitting here trying to say we're doing a luxury? No. We're talking 35 runs, 30 to 35 runs by Toledo. SSA average every month. Listen to this.
We're doing 7. Come on.
7. Okay?
This last month.
That's not counting Greenup.
Last month, 63.
We had Greenup in there. We're talking about a Cumberland County ambulance service that's looking at 100 and 150 runs per month. Don't go on preaching me about an ambulance is not important. It is. And everyone here in this room is subject to it.
I'm not saying it's not, but it's gonna be run more efficient. We need 3 in the
How
same
can you
county.
run an efficiency when the state of Illinois requires you to have 6 EMTs? I understand what we might say. Required to have 6 EMTs full-time, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, housed right in that bay over there, paying $60,000 salary, $55,000 to $60,000, because that's what they're getting for their EMTs, what Green's getting, that's what Raptoon, that's what Exham's getting. So do the math, okay? If you take 6 times 50,000 is 300,000. We're not getting 300,000. We are not getting it.
We also
We
covered.
got $239,000 last year, folks. That's why we need to raise this thing so we can keep it alive.
So is everybody going to pay the same exact
We
price?
pass it on the extra area to help build this
Because
system.
my fault, it was different for each district. It was a different price for each district.
I know Greenup is
$300.40.
40.
Greenup's high.
40 cents, Greenup's 40 cents.
That's green, but what about everybody else that's already paying? Are they paying?
We just did that.
Paying 32 cents now
So
for
it's not, across the
SSA
board, it's not equal for.
We're not going to 40 cents. Please understand that.
But I'm just saying, why is it not equal for the entire county?
Because they're different districts. It's,
See, Greenup's not an SSA, right?
we don't control Greenup Fire District. We
I'm saying
don't
they're not
control
SSA.
that.
They're a fire district, so they set their own.
Just like Yoga is a fire district.
So this money is going to a private company.
No,
No, our
going to-
SSA, our
going to
SSA
Toledo
is a
Ambulance.
private company. Toledo Ambulance is a private entity. But the fire districts have their own ambulance under the own fire district.
But it's going to. a
Our
private-
fire
private
district is not
entity,
in good standing, so it can't be.
No, it's a governmental.
SSA is a governmental entity.
Yes. Fire is a government.
Okay, but
I'm
if
going
this
to
goes
say-
through, this would be going to SSA, right?
Yes.
We're going to put it,
Us.
okay, for clarification purposes, folks. 4 and 5 that we're gonna add on to our SSA, where we had 1, 2, and 3, we're gonna incorporate 4 and 5 in under our jurisdiction. So right now, we're gonna have 2 representatives, 1 from 4, 1 from 5, and hopefully then, under this control here, we're gonna have representation over in 4 and 5 and controlled by that, but these monies from 4 will come to the SSA. In 5, that's gonna go to the other 100%. We've already got it all figured out how we're gonna do it, you know, and like the taxes between the treasurer and the county clerk. And so it's gonna be easily done. But there's a reason why that we can't put it under the Neoga Fire District.
Why are we even here?
Then why do you not say the percentage then if you have it all figured out?
Why
You said
not?
no 240, but if you guys.
But if you've already got it all figured out, you ought to have an exact number for everybody here.
We have an idea about what your EAD, the equalized assessed value is, and how much money that would generate.
So why don't you tell us what you estimate or you think that it's gonna be,
Uh,
instead of just
about-
saying up to 40 cents?
About 40-some thousand here and maybe around 70 here.
Mike, that's not what they're asking, they're asking.
What does that
the
mean?
actual percent for like 0.20.
So if you do the 40 cents, if you do the 40 cents,
I don't
I'm
make
not
the decision
increasing
on
my taxes
our
for
percentage. That's
$17 a year.
important.
All we don't do that. With this law, all we do is make a recommendation to this board.
What's your recommendation?
Oh, wait a minute, let me explain something. We're asking for a 40 cents max rate on each area 4 and on area 5, is that correct, guys?
Yeah.
A
We're
max
already
rate,
at
That's max.
40 cents on.
max rate. That
max
don't
rate,
mean they will
40
levy
cents here,
for
but
40
we're not
cents.
charging.
They will levy somewhere between,
It's not gonna be quick enough.
you're right, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I
I
agree with
mean,
that.
that's an extra $417 a year on my taxes, from what we own right now.
I'll-
I got
Are you-
I got 600 acres. One of us in Franklin County, the other in Blueberry. Mine was
457 last year. Just the ambulance.
Yeah.
And now if you add Springport to it, we're gonna get exact on that.
well.
Why is it on the ballot? Why is it on the Senate, we have to oppose it, 51%, get a petition to oppose it versus why are you going out and get 51% selling it?
It's not, I wish it was that
I mean,
simple.
what you're doing is you're saying this is how it is unless you throw a big enough fit, that's what I'm hearing.
I wish it was that simple. I've talked to Mr. Sinclair more than once about that. And the easiest way to do this is to pick out whatever fire district this is. So let's say Sigel. Sigel's going to have to put a referendum on it. Problem with that is, if Sigel does that, I think it's too difficult to split off counties that cover 3 counties. You're going to get passed on all 3. You're going to pass it over Effingham County. We're not covering Effingham County. There's actually 2 little sections down here in C County. Down here.
Because we live on the far southwestern corner, like literally the corner. Where's the fire?
I can see
On the
Cumberland
corner.
Fire Station. My house is.
Cumberland County Civil Fire. That's also part of it.
Okay, the last map that I saw, there are 2 sections.
I was on the Civil Fire Road for years.
Alan's correct. I was
Thank you.
saying, Alan,
Thank you.
2 square miles down where it's.
Yeah.
But you know,
It's Is that what it just said for 2 seconds? 1 mile or 2 miles? Well, Montrose zigzags in here. Montrose covers 3 counties.
Well, you guys need to, our neighbor fire, top 3, top, you guys are there, where was it?
Are you in 4? Yeah, that, see, we cover all of this.
There you go.
We cover all this. Right now.
Here's your 5 districts.
This is such a struggle, this is such a struggle for the ambulance services. To keep this money and stuff like that, why are we considering private ambulance services like anything?
So the reason we're not considering a private ambulance service is because private ambulance service is paid for their own care. So,
Checking in county doesn't seem that
is it okay if I talk? I mean, is that okay?
You've been doing a lot of it, but go ahead. So I'm just prepared to hear you guys discuss that just all year now.
So, I don't know. So are you on? How do you know?
I was the sheriff's deputy in that 22.
Are you just like I can tell you that Rural Med has called us on a regular basis. There's one lady who does respond to email. And the later that night, the one who responds to WhatsApp. They couldn't hear it.
What I'm saying though, the issue that you have is
Not Rural Med.
and if you want to relieve, and I'm going to probably speak for the group here. If you want to relieve the tension in the room, why not just look at the private ambulance?
We have.
Discussion didn't happen.
We have $500,000.
$500,000.
Yeah, a
That's
year.
the Toledo area ambulance
That's what
service.
they want to charge the county $500,000.
Just the
for
SSA.
SSA. $500,000 just for life service.
We have checked into it. It's very high.
We're operating on half that cost right now.
I know you guys are all talking money here, but where we live, any ambulance response time sucks.
I would
We
agree.
had a call, they had a call the other day, they had to go 6 miles and it took 35 minutes. Because 247 County Road went underneath Civil. Right dang near on the county line.
I live 5 miles from Toledo and 8 miles from Neoga. Guess which ambulance service I get?
We are 6 miles from the over.
I get Neoga.
10 miles.
So you're preaching to the choir
15 over here.
on that aspect of it.
Huh?
Who paid?
The over.
You.
35 minutes later.
Well, that was
So
just.
somebody's got to expect to have the 911 call for it.
This is over, it's Alex.
I'd like to talk to you.
Yes.
Okay, he was right in.
I think you need to hear that too. I just made a comment, these good looking young folks up here in front. Well, I said, whenever the Toledo ambulance.
I
hear you. Because you need to know the departments they are.
Six fire departments right here. They ain't all.
Okay, so.
Get your gavel out. All right, I'll see.
You guys are one of the.
Mike, one person talking. Are you done, Alan?
I can be. I think this argument is-
Kevin Miller.
As a landlord, it doesn't differ county, own property. This is separate line item on the tax bill.
Yes.
When you get your tax bill from Cumberland County, it'll say what the SSA is going to be. It'll spell it out.
The SSA number 4 or 5, and the dollar amount be right there. One line item.
Is this unique to Cumberland County versus?
What I do with it, Todd? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Tax bill?
No, this is what's happening.
You just had it laying out there on top.
Windsor and.
You had it laying on top
did have it.
until you moved that, dug for them maps.
But then I was gonna say you took it.
Let it's on this side. He moved a bunch of papers. So he went to look at them maps.
Yeah, I got some other examples here.
Alan, let's try to wrap this up. I'll let the public speak to these people. And then we'll cut them off. We've done enough
They've got to mind this. And I feel like a lot of people I do expect the county kind of changes unless they request it. So someone kind of call it so method. Sorry. So for this guy that's not. It's a $35 minutes. It's the paper. It's the equipment. That's not right. 4 minutes to get the engine about 6 minutes to drive. It's 10 minutes. And we see cars in progress. Throw the engine kind of
It don't take 10 minutes to move. I get it. And he didn't define me. People understand this.
Phone's not here yet. May change the atmosphere.
What's that? Didn't mind your phone right here.
I'm done. If they have some more questions for me, I'll try to answer.
Special question you answered. Short. We'll wrap up pretty quick.
You spread that out for everybody. And all the answers.
Still can't afford
What would that bring everybody's tax?
it. 500,000. The way it sets right now. Man.
How much is the SSA bringing in? Well,
The problem with the private outfit is they're gonna run Medicare and transfer costs for the ambulance before they run call Joe Blow down the road to the hospital.
So how it sets now, the SSA 1, 2, and 3 brought in a little over 200,000.
Gotta have one microphone set up and
It's a contract that they can dispose of any time. And the one thing Rural Med does run into a lot is workers.
Never mind. You would not might be right up.
Yeah, we would. Absolutely. Rural Med would come, if Rural Med come here, they'd want probably 500,000, if not more. We have to pay it. We have to pay it. I think you would.
Hey, Mike. Mike. That's good, yeah. Okay. Okay, Alan Baker's got one more comment to throw out, and then we're gonna.
Okay, we just throw one more thing out at you. When we talk about personnel, when we talk about training expenses, we talk about all this stuff. When COVID went through, 75% of the paramedics and EMTs said, you know what, I think I'm done. We've never recovered from that. 25% of us take all the calls anymore. Every single day, I do, they do, Creative does, you have to have 2 EMTs on duty, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. When you were opening Christmas breakfast in the morning, I've got 2 people on duty. They've got 2 people on duty. At Toledo, they ran into a time where we didn't have anybody to work. So it shut down September through June, something like that. July. Now, no one getting reported here, so I don't know for sure, but I have heard from people I know back to Illinois Department of Public Health that if that ever happens at the end of Toledo, they're never going to get the license back. There will not be any ambulance service. at all. Who's covering the dam? Us and Toledo, us and Greenup cover the dam. And it's tough to cover all of this. Greenup knows, I talked to Greenup when they put their referendum through. I said, go to 0.40. You just gotta go to 0.40. Stuff is just nuts the way expenses are going right now. You know, it's come down. That's where we're at. I don't want to pay more in taxes. I don't want to go.
Well, now let's have a surcharge. Have a low tax rate like it is, if you use the service you pay, like he said, this taxes go up $300 and you only use it once.
Legally, you can't do that.
And we can't collect a surcharge from Medicaid or Medicare. We get that, you're gonna get the same 10 cents on the dollar.
You can't collect.
Charge $5,000.
Just like when I had that relative put on a helicopter, the bill was $90,000. I think about $96,000. And they did nothing for her to supply her for anything to Sprinkle Memorial. Medicare says, hey, great, we're gonna pay $7,200. Her secretary interest says, we'll pick up the other 20%, lower $9,000. If they want to put a surcharge on there, that's fine. You can't collect it. It's illegal to collect. You can't do it.
On Medicaid and Medicare patients,
Medicare,
or
Medicare.
everyone
No,
you can't
Medicare,
collect it?
Medicaid.
So everyone else you could collect it?
And any other, so there are lots of other insurances out there who follow what Medicare does.
But that's only 20%. The other insured people, is 20% of our runs. 80% of our runs is Medicare, Medicaid. Sorry, we're a veteran community, okay? We don't have a nursing home, we don't have the other stuff.
I listen to their calls. These numbers probably not right. It's probably a lot higher than public.
I'm being conservative.
Just not necessarily poor people, so much as you're just really flooded with old people.
No.
I'm just trying to be general, not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to make it make
Who
sense.
normally calls for an ambulance?
Sick people, but
And who is normally the sickest people?
Old people.
I'm guessing you have to.
Right. And unfortunately, who else calls for an ambulance? Somebody who doesn't have to pay a bill. Which is, okay. I'm sorry, that's the way it works in our world.
Okay, anyway, at this time, I was gonna leave a little bit for audience participation, or audience comments from the audience. If somebody got really something important to say, they come up to the podium and say it, but let's keep it very short, or we're gonna wrap this up as we go along. Wayne?
I'm Wayne Davis, I'm one of the precinct committees for Spring Point Township. I know we've got a lot of calls from a lot of people in the township. One question is, if the Neoga's on the detail, tax caps, how is that gonna affect Spring Point? Are we gonna be benefiting from that, or are we gonna have to, if our assessed valuation goes up, is our taxes gonna keep going up versus Neoga's, which is only gonna go up 5% every time?
Okay, so you think, so yeah, that's the trouble with special service area number 5. Neoga is assessed at 12 cents rate, and this special service area number 5, we're asking for 50-cent max, 40-cent max rate. That's quite a difference there.
So we're gonna get
Well, and then your land values go up every year, so then that formula changes, we multiply.
Well, you're always going to you're going to get more of a raise from SSA when you get tax will go up more, because you always know at 5% per year roughly. And if your assessed values go up 25%, then your tax will go up 25%. So we're getting a little bit out of line here. So I was hoping, or somehow we thought maybe we could set the max rate in special service area number 5 at say 20 cents. That wouldn't be 12 cents like Neoga, it'd be a lot closer.
And is that set in stone, or that can go up?
Well, I ain't sure how we get this max rate to that. If we get the max rate, the max rate will be in stone until you come back in 10 years from now and go through a long process and raise it up higher because you need more money. But I talked to Mr. Sinclair, our lawyer today, and we might be able to do it, but we may have to put out another another mailing to everybody, get another letter, but that's a lot of hassle, so I don't know what else we could do. Unless we just, the SSA board, come to the county board and request a 20-cent rate and leave it there, but then they can come back next year and raise it without nobody has anything to say about it. But I would do a little more thinking on this and talk to a few more lawyers, see how we do this, but I would like to adjourn this hearing to a 30 days from now and continue this hearing, and we got a few more answers what we could do to hopefully keep this Neoga and Festival number 5 closer together than 12 cents and 40 cents rates, if we could. Our special service area number 4, it's at 40 cents, or Toledo is, max rate is 40 cents, so number 4 should probably go to the 40-cent rate, and because it'll be similar, serviced by the same ambulance service. Just a minute, yes?
If this goes through, what will be the change in the ambulance service over what 911 call would happen today?
No change in the ambulance service.
No change?
No change. Oh, no change.
Well, what is the ambulance service?
You will, the thing is, we think we'll keep the ambulance service going. If you don't have it, we could run out of money, but like you said, liability insurance will kill you.
I'm talking about the safety of the individual that all needs the service. Is there going to be any change or improvement?
No, they're getting good service now. They got EMTs that are the EMTs are very qualified right now. They should be, they won't be any better qualified.
He's just asking, yes, there'll still be service until
I'm not saying there'll still be service, or I'm
it's the same service.
Over what it is now. Is there going to be an improvement?
No, there won't be any improvement. Probably won't be any faster runs. Probably not.
That answers my question.
Okay. And then,
Yeah, you want to know
I'm a
if
nurse,
there's
and
gonna
I
He never asked
appreciate the ambulance service
Till just then.
always, but from where I live, which would be the southwest corner of District 5, if I were to call for an ambulance, so I would get Neoga, correct?
correct.
I have 2 options that are much faster. I can drive to Effingham myself and get there in half the time that it would take an ambulance to get to my house. Or I could call Rural Med and they would come to my house, which again is even faster. So I have a problem with paying taxes for an ambulance service that will probably never actually service in my location.
You say you can call Rural Med and they will come to Cumberland County?
Absolutely.
Yes, they will.
You can call them directly.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have private insurance, so if it means saving
Well-
my whoever's life, I don't care.
You have that option. I hope you never need it, but you have that option.
I understand. So that's all I'm saying is from our location, it's just, we'll probably never use it.
I echo her words. We're from that same area.
I have a question about your 30 days. You said you may want to reassess and come back here in 30 days for this, right?
Yes.
On the letter that we received, it stated that if you wanted to petition 51% of people, that would be within 60 days.
Correct.
With you saying that we would reassess here in 30 days potentially, would that change that date or no, that would still stay at 60 days from today?
It says here, the hearing may be adjourned by the board to another date without further notice other than a motion.
That's not what she's asking for.
To be
The answer
entered.
to your question is it would be 60 days from the final adjournment. So if it continues at 30 days, it'd be 60 days
from
after.
that
As long as they finish up that day and they don't adjourn again.
Okay.
The specific language we need in the petition is actually on our notice, is that correct? If we were to form a petition against, the exact language that we need to have on the petition is on our notice, correct? That's not what's at the bottom?
I assume we could call the county clerk, and they would give us the information we need in order to form that petition?
Probably.
No.
No?
Right.
How do we get that information then?
I'm not under an obligation to provide a petition for you.
So how, if we get a petition together, and then we come to you with it in 60 days, and then you say, this isn't official paperwork, you didn't do it right, We're just SOL?
Yeah, I mean, you would have to either,
How do we know what's official?
well, I mean, you'd have to either read the statute and understand it, or get a lawyer to help figure it
Right, a
out.
lawyer can help us make sure that we have a legal. Okay.
But even though we're paying taxes, you guys
You guys
can't
have
provide,
help.
if you're forcing it through, you can't provide a petition form that meets your standards.
Our taxes don't pay for
Our
that.
taxes
You
don't pay for that. In other words, you're
have a
telling us
petition
it's
form,
not
do
gonna be- You don't like it, you have to go to a private service. That's what you're telling us.
No,
It's, the
What I'm telling
number,
you-
just tell us the number based on that 51%. Say, let's just take number 5. Property. Can you tell me what the number, the exact number would be? Get the 51%. Have that?
Not with me today. I have sent the list to a couple of people,
Oh.
but I have
I can
alphabetic
put it, oh, I can
list
put it that.
with parcel numbers.
But it's just the landowners, not people that rent or come in. It's.
Landowners.
Landowners or property owners?
And elected, registered voters. You have to have two separate.
Oh, registered voters, okay.
Registered
So it
voters.
is registered voters in that whole thing. So the ones that rent it are, I mean, could possibly pass it without the landowners being in agreement.
Takes 51% of the registered voters and 51% of the landowners.
And 51%.
Yes, two different.
That's what that says right there.
Boy, I don't land in Cottonwood Township and I don't land in Spring Point. So I'm already paying in Cottonwood, right? This is just the new tax. This would just be on the Spring Point.
On the Spring Point would be a tax to be assessed. And yes, that is correct.
It's not gonna cut cotton or Woodbury, we're not gonna get any that cheaper.
No.
Just add another add on.
Just add more areas. Because you've never paid in this one area. This area's gonna pay close to what the other paid, sort of. So,
But that could be a good thing too. Could be. No, what I mean by if the rest of the tax base comes in on that, may not have to raise it for a while. Not saying it's never gonna go up, but may not have to raise it for a while because you get that extra money and it's good. If you guys get 20% and they don't need any more for a while, then it's good. Then if it has to go up 5% in a few years, it's not going to be one bam. Now, if you just go right to the max, you're there. They can lower it, but they're not. That's what.
They're giving you shot raising.
Not really. Okay, I would like to adjourn this board meeting to another date. Our next county board meeting is on September 9th. I like it like on a September 11th, Bev, that work, 10th or 11th? I'll have the board make a motion just now. This way. The 11th will be on Thursday.
I'm gonna tell everybody too, that if they change it to 20 cents, they'll have to start the process over, so we get new notices on the 20 cents, which is why you want to wait till the final adjournment anyways to start your petition. You're gonna either want to petition against the 40 or the 20, whatever they decide on that day.
Can we just petition that against their whole?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I don't want the service.
Okay. All right.
I'll have to look at that a little closer to see what the petition is saying. What I would tell you about your petition is you can't ask me directly, because I can only advise the board, or just the board's attorney. You ask the board member, they can come back. I can tell you, I can tell the board member, hey, look, they came with this petition, it looks like it qualified. So that would be a way you wouldn't have necessarily obtain private counsel, but I would.
Is there a board member that wants to volunteer?
The best lawyer is your lawyer. What I was telling you.
Okay. Okay, so what the date we say, Bev, on the 11th?
I'll ask that question right
You're
now.
telling me that we have to mail out letters if you want to change the rate.
We're not gonna, we don't have time for that. I don't.
If you change it to 20 cents, you're gonna have to do that. Because your notice today says you're gonna set the max rate at 40 cents. You wanna change the max rate to 20 cents. You're gonna have to put it
Well, it's either that or hopefully special service area number for Neoga would put us in at 20 cents rate, and hopefully that would get us by for quite some time. That's the only other option.
So if you were to go to 20 to 40, do you have kind of a meeting like this, or do you automatically pass it?
If we don't get the objections, if he would stop tonight, and you do not get the objections, it would be set at 40.
I know, but he's talking about 20, possibly go to 40.
You'd have to do all this over again to get to 40.
Yeah. So I don't know what we want to do, so.
Even if you got the max at 40?
No, not if it's at 40. If you,
But you don't go to 40, because the max is 40, you still gotta go through the whole process when you set. But if you set,
What goes back and says it's 20, then it said 20, if you guys wanted to raise it 20 later.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if they just charge us 20, but we got the max at 40, we don't have to go through all this. If they wanna raise it.
So if you set the max at 40, but you levy at 20, you're good, except for your constituents don't trust the government, which why they would. But,
I don't blame them.
You know, and it's everybody's experience that when the government says, well, we're gonna set the maximum at this, that's what you end up with.
Band-Aiders.
Well, you keep saying, I know you always talk, if you're gonna keep the minimum 20, maybe it'll only be 20, but you gotta realize, in the last 5 years, my taxes in Cumberland County has doubled. So when you double your assessment, that 20 cents still is going to go, it's still gonna go high.
That 20 cents will get you a big increase in 5 years. But if
So, I
the
mean,
Neoga
we're
FS,
still talking a big tax increase here.
that's why,
And I guarantee you, you guys start at 20, and the ambulance service keeps fixing, they don't have no money, you'll get to that point. And then it's gonna be twice that.
Please silence your
they
phone.
get found out is Neoga's the tax caps there, they're still at 12 or 13. So there's a big difference between what's in Neoga and what's in this special area number 5. So I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to avoid that. So I have a motion to adjourn this meeting to
Cats are.
September 11th.
Cats are.
11th.
I make a motion to adjourn it to September 11th.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn this hearing till September 11th.
Motion. So you're done.
We got a first.
And Floyd, what I will tell you is September is our jury trial. I don't think that's gonna interfere with anything, other than my day. But I just, you know, we'll have a jury coming in that day and the next day. Possibly.
In the evening, this time of day, they'll be on by 7 o'clock.
I hope so. I mean, I guess theoretically, they could be deliberating at 7 o'clock. If we got, we did everything in one hour.
That was a John Deere mechanic calling. My neighbor, so I get John Deere mechanic. He's wanting to give me money, so I really should
Monday the what? That's before the county board meeting. So I do it after the county board meeting. I might want to vote something for the county board on the 9th. That's why I want to do it after the county board meeting.
But then if we have to send out letters.
Used to be the town copier. That's who that is. I bet.
You said what would work, Brian? What would work?
If anybody from SSA 4 has a petition and they want me to take it to state's attorney, I will.
And their room will be taken up.
If you're an SSA 4 and you get a petition, I'll take it to the,
So we go to next Monday?
All right.
Which number? 15th is Monday. Okay, do it 15th.
I don't know what needs to be on there.
Meeting until the 15th.
I would say.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor.
Hell, I don't know.
Looking for a motion to adjourn to the 15th and extend this hearing.
Make,
We got a motion and we got a second. The board's gonna vote on this and we'll continue here on the 15th at 7 o'clock if it passes. And we'll try to have something halfway finalized by then. Okay?
15th of August?
No.
September.
September.
Okay. 15. Clay?
Yes.
Brandenburg?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Pepple?
Yes.
Winty?
Yes.
Oakley?
Yes. Okay. So we're adjourned to the 15th of September. And see, I don't know, maybe we'll find something out later.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
15th of September. I better look. I mean,
Nothing
no.
mailed out.
We're not gonna be on anything.
I don't know.
We're a little bit confused on
I'm
this.
thinking about going to Jimmy Jones.
Okay,
Or,
this hearing is adjourned.
concert.
I got some ground over there, and what they did with me is they considered me recreational, but I don't have to farm ground versus good ground, unless I put it in government program. How's that going to affect the state? I know. As far as I'm